Hello everyone, it's me, Jean Fransanito, and for today's video, we will discuss the following topics. First is communicating in public. Second, we have types of speeches. And the last one, we have speech according to purpose. We will start first with communicating in public. Let us define what is public communication. Public communication is defined as strategic communication to convey ideas, programs, thought, presentations, data, propaganda, and others to the masses, the public, students, or niche audiences. In every country, public communication holds an important place in sharing views and messages to the audience. For example, motivational or public speakers use this type of communication to reach the public. Public communication is also strategic communication used when a person or group of people master and share information to a group of people to deliver a message in a specific topic. It is one of the crucial forms of communication usually done for a specific purpose. The information can come from private, government, political parties, academic courses, and many more. In simple terms, the activity of sharing information with the public can be understood as public communication. When information is shared with one person, it is called interpersonal communication, for example, like talking to one student. Whereas when information is shared with more than one person, it is called public communication. What is the importance of public communication? The importance of public communication is extreme and effective in the public arena. In older times, public communication stood to be a part of persuasion. But in this modern digitalized era, technology has changed the way of public communication. While talking about political parties, persuasions are a part of it to get the support of the public. From professional events to business and research events, public speaking plays one of the major roles in public relations to connect and convert groups of people. Some of the reasons why you should master it are the following. First is winning over public. A critical skill in the arena of public relations is persuading and winning over the crowd. When a speaker speaks with poise and with all the knowledge bestowed in the speech, the public likes to listen to the speeches. It is pretty compelling. Public speaking skills have to be strong to win over the crowd. Mastering public speaking results in an increase in confidence and with that, a cool and collected presence in front of an audience. Of course, it is imperative to be knowledgeable about the subject you are presenting, but beyond that, when making a persuasive speech of any kind, including a sales pitch to a client, you need to be prepared to answer the opposition and to speak with poise. Second is for motivating people. An excellent public speaker has the power to motivate his or her audience to reach objectives. Leaders who can inspire lives and make the audience move with their words are very great speakers. No doubt, knowledge is one of the crucial factors, but connecting emotionally and arousing passion for motivation is looked after in public communication. It is not enough to simply know about the issues at hand, but to make your audience share your passion. Elections have been won simply because one candidate was a better public speaker than the other. Being knowledgeable is a factor, of course, but more importantly, being able to arouse passion in people through skilled public speaking will motivate your audience to make a move. When people talk about having a voice in the world, they mean having an impact on the world by voicing your thoughts and your knowledge in an exciting way. A mastery of public speaking allows you to relate to the audience and gain their trust. As a skilled public speaker, you become likable and believable, and you will be able to inspire and even entertain the crowd. Then we have the third one is for informing people. An excellent informative speaker shares knowledge which enhances their thoughts and understanding. The ability to inform is one of the most important aspects of public speaking. From presenting research papers and PowerPoint presentations in school to presenting ideas and pitches to your boss or client, informative public speaking is a vital component of a successful career across all work fields. Once you have their attention, a good informative demonstrative speech, sharing your knowledge of a subject with an audience enhances their understanding and makes them remember your words long after you've finished. Let us proceed to the types of public communication. We have ceremonial. The ceremonial communications consist of speeches that mark special occasions like graduations, weddings, birthday parties, and many more. An emotional connection with a personal touch will be present here. Next, we have demonstrative. Demonstrative communications require an option to speak concisely and clearly about actions. Behind demonstrative communication, the idea lies that the audience should leave learning about how to accomplish something. Science demonstrations are perfect examples of demonstrative communications. Then we have informative. Informative communication is where the speaker tries to disclose an idea to the public. These speeches are often educational and objective, so they use facts and evidence to establish credibility and give people accurate information to consider when making decisions. Disseminating crucial information is an integral part of this communication. Media, TV, radio can also be considered under informative communication. Next, we have persuasive. Persuasive communication requires a practicing voice that convinces the public from our perspective. Public speaking will often be in order to persuade others. This can be in a debate or formal speech, but can also be minor persuasions such as going to a place you choose for lunch. Persuasive public speaking is a very valuable skill to have. For example, when politicians need votes for elections, they choose this kind of public communication to win the group's confidence with an appeal. Then we have the last one, semiotics and signs. Public communication can also come in the form of signs and semiotics in any dimension like traffic signs, signs at airports, and many more. This type of communication uses graphics to convey some information to the public. Moving on, we have the influence of new technology for public communication. New technology has opened so many paths for speakers to speak globally at a point in time with so many people. Indeed, it has created a broad audience base. In this 21st century, public communication can be physical and virtual. To be specific, virtual ones are too easy to
Be it Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and such social media platforms help a person speak with ease. Video conferencing has become part and parcel of speakers to reach a wider group of people. Though physical appearance cannot be felt, it's an easy way to convey messages sitting at any part of the globe. In this COVID situation, technology is helping public communication a lot to prosper.
But how can we improve our public speaking skills? For being an improved public speaker, you need to follow a comprehensive process that top public speakers suggest. Speaking in public is a skill that one can only master by practicing it hard. So, these are some of the tips. First, overcoming your fear of speaking by trying shorter speeches. Second, opt for a familiar location to practice your speech. Third, know your topic well and opt for a topic you are passionate about. Fourth, organize your material and prepare presentation or slide designs using tools or templates. Fifth, use positive self-talk and write down positive about yourself before you speak. Sixth, be fair to yourself and use a power pose. Seventh, get speech training and join a speaking group. To sum up, it is very obvious that public communication is crucial for delivering information, news, message, or speech to the target audience group to inform, motivate, entertain, or persuade them for some favorable actions. It is also highly important in building relations, forming connections, and creating a network of people who are ready to engage with your business, purpose, motivation, or thought process. Now, we will proceed to the types of speech, which is categorized into 4 broad areas depending on the amount of preparation that is undertaken and depending upon the nature of the occasion. The 4 types of speeches are manuscript, memorized, extemporaneous, and impromptu. Let us explore each of these speeches. First is the manuscript. It is the word-for-word iteration of a written message. In a manuscript speech, the speaker maintains his or her attention in the printed page except when using visual aids. The advantage to reading from a manuscript is the exact repetition of original words. When you listen to the President deliver a State of the Union message, you listen to a well-crafted speech being read from a teleprompter. The speech has been polished by a staff of speechwriters and has been practiced many times. The President will know how to anticipate the reaction of the audience and will know when to pause for applause and when to expect laughter. This form of speaking is used when the exact words matter and when much time and energy is expended on getting everything just right. There are times when people who are not leaders of countries deliver manuscript speeches as well. They are used when people testify before Congress, when people read important statements in a public setting, or when people deliver reports at professional meetings. All call for exact words in the correct order. Second is the memorized speech. Memorized speaking is the rote recitation of a written message that the speaker has committed to memory. Actors, of course, recite from a memory whenever they perform from a script. When it comes to speeches, memorization can be useful when the message needs to be exact and the speaker doesn't want to be confined by notes. The advantage to memorization is that it enables the speaker to maintain eye contact with the audience throughout the speech. Being free of notes means that you can move freely around the stage and use your hands to make gestures. If your speech uses visual aids, this freedom is even more of an advantage. Memorizing your speech is even worse than reading it. All the objections that apply to the read speech also apply to the memorized speech. Spontaneity is gone. The speech can sound stilted. Often, delivery is too rapid. Concentration is on the words, not the ideas. Sometimes, speech sounds too formal, like a written essay. There is minimal feedback or other contact with the audience. Memorizing a speech puts entirely too much pressure on the speaker. Third, we have impromptu speech. Impromptu speaking is the presentation of a short message without advanced preparation. You have probably done impromptu speaking many times in informal, conversational settings. There will come a time for all of us when we are asked to say a few words without much preparation. You haven't prepared any notes, you haven't practiced what you'll say, and you're being asked to wing it. While this may seem incredibly scary, impromptu presentations are the most common type of public speaking. You, as the leader of your group, are asked to stand and briefly discuss what the group is doing and how much you've completed so far. That's an impromptu speech. Again, no prior planning, no notes, you just do it. That's impromptu speaking. The advantage of this kind of speaking is that it's spontaneous and responsive in an animated group of context. Disadvantage is that the speaker is given little or no time to contemplate the central theme of his or her message. As a result, the message may be disorganized and difficult for listeners to follow. Then we have the fourth and the last type of speech, the extemporaneous. Extemporaneous speaking is the presentation of a carefully planned and rehearsed speech spoken in a conversational manner using brief notes. By using notes rather than a full manuscript, this extemporaneous speaker can establish and maintain eye contact with the audience and assess how well they are understanding the speech as it progresses. Simply stated, an extemporaneous speech is one where you will have time for preparation and practice, but will not be expected to read from a manuscript or to have the speech memorized. When you speak extemporaneously, it means you've had an ample time to prepare and research, and that you have rehearsed your speech many times using an outline or notes to remind you for the progression of ideas you wish to present. Choose a topic, narrow appropriately, analyze your audience, choose your supports, and create an outline. Speaking extemporaneously has some advantages. It promotes the likelihood that you, the speaker, will be perceived as knowledgeable and credible since you know the speech well enough that you don't need to read it. In addition, your audience is likely to pay better attention attention to the message because it is engaging both verbally and non-verbally. It also allows flexibility. You are working from the strong foundation of an outline, but if you need to delete, add, or rephrase something at the last minute or to adapt to your audience, you can do so. Moving on, we have the speech according to purpose: to inform, to instruct, to persuade, and to entertain. You may have one specific purpose or combination of any of these objectives when giving your presentation. For example, you may try to inform in an entertaining style or inform as you entertain your audience. Another speaker, say for example an advertiser or a politician, might inform the audience and try to persuade them to act on the information. However, the overriding purpose of a speech will generally fall into one of these types. We have informative. This speech serves to provide interesting and useful information to your audience, like your teacher talking about earthquakes or a fellow student presenting his or her research. In paper or research presentations or academic fora, speakers aim to give significant information to the audience. Next is demonstrative. This has many similarities with an informative speech, but it also teaches you to do or perform something. A cooking demonstration is a good example of this kind of speech, which instruct the audience on how to do something step by step. Have you gone to big malls where they demonstrate how to arrange flowers or to decorate cakes and cookies? Notice that the speakers or demonstrators deliver their respective speech while demonstrating or performing the process. Then we have persuasive. A persuasive speech aims to persuade or convince people to change the way they think or do something, or to start doing something that they are not currently doing. Most political speeches aim at targeting the belief system of the listeners. They can make the audience laugh, like, love, want, or desire a specific change, or make them reject or hate a policy, program, service, or even institution and other people. Talks on becoming an organ donor or improving your health through better eating are examples. We have the last one, entertaining. The speaker provides pleasure and enjoyment that make the audience laugh or identify with anecdotal information. This speech is when someone catches the attention of the audience because of his amusing speech. The main goal is to make the audience laugh throughout the speech without necessarily telling jokes the whole time. One example could be about political cartoons that often seen these days that could bring both entertainment and information to your audience. Using this example, you need to visualize presentation for your viewers to know clearly what you're pertaining to and not to be misinterpreted. Also, you could have a speech entertaining by telling a story of other people. It could be someone famous that has an interesting life that you think most people could relate to and find it humorous at some point. That's all for my report. Thank you for watching and God bless everyone.